In some of my previous videos, you would have heard me say that I have been an executive assistant for a very long time and have worked as an executive assistant in many countries. And when doing some calculations in my head, I think I've been an executive assistant for over 25 years. So I thought, what better way to celebrate the 25 years than to share 25 lessons I have learnt in those years. I chose some of these lessons because they are lessons I wish someone had told me early in my career. But hey, it's never too late to learn, right? These lessons are in no particular order, and for some of these lessons, there are videos that I created in the past, which takes a deeper dive into that lesson. I will display the video thumbnail on the screen and the link will be in the description box below. So I think the best thing to do is to get started. But before I do, please subscribe and like if you haven't already. Let's go. Number 1, you don't have to be an expert to start something new. No one is good at anything when they first start. It takes time and practice. Number 2, imposter syndrome is a real thing. However, over time, it's just become 2 words for me. When I start a new job and I don't understand what's going on or the terminology, it doesn't matter. I was the one chosen for this role, therefore I am able to do it. I might not be able to do it yet. However, until I get to that point, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Everyone has felt this at one time or another. Number 3, confidence is key. Even if there are days your confidence is wavering, your confidence makes people feel like you are in control of what you are doing and in control of who you are. And that goes a long way in how you are perceived. If you don't know how to do something, then be honest and say you don't know and state that you will do some research and get back to them on that matter. Number 4. Don't be scared to get out of your comfort zone. In fact, I would go so far as to say, make sure you get out of your comfort zone. The beauty of stepping out of your comfort zone is the fact that you will experience something that you may never have experienced had you not done that. And it will help you grow and develop, not only as an EA, but also a person. Soon that will be your new norm, so you will want to step out again. The more you step out of the norm, the more you will grow. Number 5, don't be scared to speak up. We always think that someone knows more about a subject than we do. And even if someone else does, you may have a solution to that subject that no one else has thought about. And if you don't speak up, the opportunity may be lost. Number 6, embrace learning. Don't ever think you know all you need to know. Or on the other hand, don't feel like you are not able to learn and start panicking. Like I said earlier, you don't have to be good at something to start something new. It's amazing how growing your knowledge helps you become more relatable. Number 7, YouTube is one of the best learning tools. You can find many videos on the one topic and pick and choose the method that relates to you or you like from each video. When you enroll in a course, they usually only teach one method, whereas YouTube, there is so many videos on different ways to do things, so you get a choice. There's nothing wrong with courses, especially if what you need is a certification. Number 8. Put your hand up to take on a project. If you don't think you know enough about the project, then ask to assist. And maybe next project you can ask to take ownership. Number 9, be your own cheerleader. Don't wait for people to pat you on the back because most of the time no one is watching or they don't care. However, make sure to acknowledge the things you have done and make a note of those things and add them to your performance review list. You are in charge of your own progress. Number 10, don't allow yourself to be disrespected or talked down to. There is absolutely no reason or excuse as to why anyone would do that. So don't put up with it. In my experience, I have found that even if you report the matter, HR will always be on the side of the executive, unless the executive has done something illegal. I would start looking for a job and moving on. Number 11, have an emergency fund. This is more a financial goal than an EA goal, but it's important. The emergency fund should have at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. There are times when an environment is so toxic that you may need to leave straight away, and having that money there allows time for you to find the right job without setting you back financially. It will relieve that stress. Number 12. If you and your executive aren't a good match, then it's probably best to find something else and move on. It's really hard to bond with someone that either doesn't want to bond with you or your personalities just don't suit each other. No one is in the wrong. It is just the circumstance. This has happened to me, especially when the executive that employed me has moved on and another executive has taken their place. They didn't choose me, so it's hard to have that congruent executive/executive assistant relationship. Number 13, never sabotage other EAs. Instead, share your knowledge and work as a team. It's so important to build your tribe of EAs. I have worked in a number of companies where EAs seem to be in competition with each other and no one works together. There have been times, especially when I was new to a company, I have asked an EA a question, which I know they have the answer to, and they just tell me they don't know, and won't even tell me how to find the information. Don't ever be that EA. Number 14, not one size fits all. You don't have to be like any other EA. What works for you and your executive may not work for another. Don't feel that if you are not doing your job like another EA in the company, that you are in the wrong. Just keep doing what works for you. Number 15, your personality. Don't be afraid to show it. Some EAs feel that they have to act a certain way, but that is so far from the truth. Be you. Bring your personality into the company you work in. It makes work so much more relaxing. Number 16, ask questions and ask more questions. Never be too scared to ask questions. Even in meetings, no matter how silly you think the question is, you never know, someone else in that meeting may be thinking the same thing. If you don't want to disturb the meeting, then make sure you ask that question after the meeting. Number 17, learn a little about a lot. After all, that is part of our role as an EA, right? As EAs, we have to know a little about a lot of things like IT, different software, office management, project management, event management, and the list goes on. But I also implore you to go beyond that. Learn a little about different subjects. Do a bit of travelling, and if you can't, then learn about the world, even if it's through YouTube videos. Get financially literate. This is so beneficial to you. And learn about anything else you think you would love to learn about. This will help you have a plethora of things you can converse with people about and make you look knowledgeable. Number 18, learn to work a room. It's so important to do this as an EA, especially if you are representing a high caliber executive at an event. If you do all the things I mentioned in number 17, then this becomes easier. It's good to network with others, and to be honest, a lot of times it's all about listening and then asking questions in regards to what that person is speaking about. Number 19, start an executive assistant manual as soon as you start a new company. Everything you do and everything you learn, add it to that manual. It doesn't have to be perfect when you start, but as time goes on, then update it and add more things to that manual. My manual has a lot of information and processes that I have learnt along the way in the couple of years I have been in my current company, and it is already 65 pages and growing. I will be splitting it up into documents, one for the information and the other for the process. Number 20, be prepared for tomorrow, today. This has saved me a lot of headaches. You never know what you may walk into when you go to work in the morning. Your boss may call in sick, so you have to be on top of everything that comes in for them. Or the printer isn't working and you have to get it fixed. Or there's an urgent project that your executive wants you to complete as soon as possible. So you are going to be chasing your tail all morning. Getting ready for tomorrow today will make all those scenarios less stressful to complete because you prepared yesterday. Number 21. We all forget things from time to time, so I'm a big believer of checklists, especially when you are just starting out. Whether it be a checklist for planning and booking your executive's travel, or a checklist to plan an event, or any other task you do that you think you may need a checklist to help you, then it's best to create one. Number 22. Confidentiality is really important. Do not discuss anything that you have been asked not to speak about, or if you have seen a document that you know should not be shared, then keep it to yourself. Even if you may have a friend at work that you think you can trust, don't go there, because the person you tell will do exactly what you just did, which is break confidentiality, and they'll tell someone else, and soon a lot of people will know. I have seen this played out in real life, and a big mess had to be sorted, and a few people, including the EA that spread it originally, was fired. Number 23, sense of humour. You really need one of these. My sense of humour has helped me through a lot of tough situations. You can be stressed, or you can see the funny side of things. The situation you're in remains the same. So if that's the case, then I would rather be laughing. Number 24, tell the truth. If you do something wrong, then own up to it. We all make mistakes. EAs are not just doing one job, but they're doing a few. So things are going to go wrong from time to time. If you always tell the truth and someone lies about you and you defend yourself honestly, people will tend to believe you because you've always stood in your integrity. Number 25. Finally, enjoy the EA journey. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any subjects you would like me to create a video about, then I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and thanks for watching.